So if this is going to be a really inefficient way of doing all this. If this is not BT empty, then we just set its lighting to 0. Let's actually do that here. So if it's solid, it is black from the point of view of ambient occlusion. Else, I guess I could do this by testing against the height field. That would probably be smarter. If z is less than equal to, no, let's see, we go up to height, but not including. If it's less than that, then it's solid. Although in the long run, can't use the height field. Let's just leave it. We'll make this we'll have this be optimized this way. It really needs to do it by sampling the voxels, and I'll switch it to sampling the voxels once everything's threaded, and this is no longer on the critical path. But for now, since it's on the critical path, let's try to do it in an efficient way. So, what we want to do is each of the adjacent ones, x comma y, I can't use x and y, I gotta use something else. M and n, -1, m less than equal to 1 plus m for n equal to -1, m less than equal to 1. What do we do? Okay, we want to make this same sort of test for each of these. Plus m plus n. We want to test that for z plus 1 and z minus 1. And there's a way to do this faster, and we actually want to test the opposite. We want to add light if they are allowed. And I'll replace this with a faster code in a second. I just want to get this working. All right, and then when we're done, we'll have called that with 3, 4, 5, 6, 27 times. So light equals light times 255 over 27. Maybe? Maybe that's right. Syntax error. I deleted those for some reason. Need to offset by 1 when computing the ground top. Yep. Okay, thank you. Every time a code that is full of exploits. Well, fortunately, I don't normally write code that lives on the network, and so you have to worry about the exploits. Okay, so there you go. Now I have this sort of ambient occlusion effect, and it works. Woohoo. Looks much, much, much nicer. And it seems to have gotten really slow. The building of the new blocks has gotten a lot slower as it does this over all of those blocks super inefficiently. One thing it needs to do is go up to ground top plus 1, and then memset we know that once you're above that, they're just always 255. Let's just do this as a loop. Z less than Okay, that should help a little bit. Did I put this in the wrong spot? Oh, I left the map setting. And then, so part of that could be the divide. Ideally, the compiler will turn the divide into a multiply, but this is a debug build, so it might not be doing that optimization. So what we'll do, 27 is pretty close to 32. So if we add 7, we add 4, that puts us at 31. And then we just shift left by 3. And then let's optimize this. So this whole thing can be turned into a max, a clamp, a min-max. So int height equals, oh wait, I already have an HT. No, I don't. It's a different loop. Okay. G plus 1 plus m, I plus 1 plus n. Okay, so we have that. What we're trying to do is count. What we want to say is if height is greater than or equal to z plus 1, height plus equals 3, else if height is greater than or equal to z, height plus equals 2, else if height greater than or equal to z plus 1, height plus equals 1. So that says light plus equals so height minus z or z minus height? Z. The higher you are above the height, the more it is. Okay, so z minus height, and then we need to make this one be correct. So z minus height plus 2, then let's int val equals z minus height plus 2. If val is less than 0, val equals 0. If val is greater than 3, val equals 3. Height plus equals val. All right. Hopefully that's a little bit faster. Hopefully the logic is correct. It looks like it's correct. And it looks like it's a little bit faster. Now I'm getting weird. You can't tell where I'm pointing. That's totally pointless. Color of there is kind of weird. Is that the background showing through? Is that cracking? Or is that just top faces are brighter, that much brighter? They can't be that much brighter. Yeah, that doesn't... I think I saw this in the Minecraft stuff, just not as badly. It's like it's mapping wrong or something. Kind of hard to debug because it's just goes away when you get close. It's some kind of... Or does it go away? Maybe if you get it just the right height, it does still do it. Yeah, I'm seeing a little flash there. What is that? It shouldn't be map mapping because the layer textures don't, unless the mip maps themselves are actually wrong, but I don't think they are. Yeah, the mip maps seem pretty well behaved to me here. A little crawly there, but nothing wrong with them. Don't know. Let's turn off that debug. Let's run a release build. See what the performance looks like in release. Not too bad. Still take a hit as our frame rate goes in half, I think, when we're loading chunks. When this chunk took a long time to load, I noticed. So like a bigger spike. So we dropped down to 30 frames per second when we're loading a thing, but that's not terrible. Let's go ahead and push the view distance out. I should probably hook this up to a key. Yeah, that's really weird garbage out there. Now the problem is that the ambient occlusion I'm computing is really local, so that the thing that's now at the center of the screen, there's a little valley there, and that should actually just be darker overall because the mountains beside it, but it's only looking very close by, so it doesn't notice that fact. So, then again, neither does Minecraft. Doesn't really do that part of it. It only does sort of a straight down skylight effect, which I can also put in, but right now, since it's just a height field, there are no straight down effects. So, there you go. I have a large world. Oh, no, that's because it's, oh, is it done loading? I think it's done loading. 6 point, so I'm drawing 7 million triangles. Looks like I'm staying at 60 frames per second pretty well, as long as I don't move and cause new blocks to generate. There you go. How long have I been working on this project? Well, this particular demo, I only started the stream yesterday, and before I did the stream, I'd only done a little bit of work. The STB voxel render library I started in January and worked on it on and off and released it on April Fool's Day. And that itself came from an older demo. Do I have it? Which I will now show for the first time ever. This old demo that I made, the old game I was working on. So here's how do I fly in this? Control F. So here's this old voxel thing I was making, which you can see as an infinite procedural city, with very much placeholder art to try to show, just try to get the structure, some of the structure of things working. So this I started working on in 2011 or something like that, and have been working on once in a while, but not very much. And this has actual, like, if I turn off the flying mode here, has actual run around jumping physics, and has a zoom. Woo. So this was the inspiration for a lot of the, I'm not gonna miss that jump. This was the inspiration for a lot of the STB voxel render stuff, but I didn't use any of the code. I started from scratch on the code. I have a near plane that's too close. So I had this game that never got anywhere as a game and felt like I wanted to, does this just let me step up? Yeah, it just lets me step up. I felt like I wanted some use out of this technology out there, so that's why I made a STB voxel render, was to sort of turn this demo game into something that other people might be able to get some use out of. So it's just an infinite procedural city with very crappy buildings. So there you go. So that's where this all came from. So let's look again at where we are on this. Okay, so I would like to make the textures more coherent. Maybe can feed them off the height or the slope, probably more accurately. and maybe have some kind of biome stuff to drive them. And then I could start putting in something like buildings or trees that are no longer height field like to give some more depth to the scene. Now that we have the ambient occlusion, that makes it all a little bit more readable. And then that would justify doing a skylight type lighting shadows under things that like Minecraft has. So um, I'm going to update the FAQ right now with the answer to the question of how long after occurring. So that's updated in the FAQ, so now people can point people to the FAQ for that as well. Uh, well, let's be fair. This is a very long way from Minecraft, uh, and if you count me starting in January, it's been um, 5 months of part-time work. So, but then again, it also has a view distance a lot longer than Minecraft, so it's not really very easy to compare them. Um, all right, so there's a bunch of things you could do in the terrain generation. Let's go back to the to-do list here. Wait, first of all, I don't need this file anymore. So use more textures. Haven't not improved the height field terrain. Add lighting. Oh right, and I don't want to delete these. I want to add them to this. Oh, that was the vertex ambient occlusion, not the lighting. Okay. Although maybe that's what I meant. Not sure. So dynamic light sources. I am not the creator of Minecraft in the FAQ. I don't think that's a question. I think most people know that the creator of Minecraft is named Notch. And I think the fact that the project is called Open Block Building Game, not Minecraft, is not that unclear. And the fact that am I famous? I don't say I'm not. That seems like that's pretty clear too. So yeah, let's add the dynamic lighting just because that is a feature in STB voxel render. So simple lighting. What's it called? Lighting simple? Lighting simple. Of course it's called lighting simple. STB vox config lighting simple. Mesh builder. Oh, hey, look, I already have it. And then I have to send it in here. So I don't actually do that in sub uniforms. I do that. Let's look at how I do it in a different one. Cave render. Where's cave render? Here we go. It's pretty easy. So this has to work differently. So let's do lighting 1 0 0 light pause 0. And let's have a light pause. Yeah, the fact that Minecraft doesn't officially support mods, that people just hack them in, is kind of funny, since we take them for granted. I guess I don't need to shrink the view distance. I am going to run out of that mesh. I still am not freeing up meshes, so that kind of is got to get done here. But light pause. So let's put that into the main, which is right now all the simulation is currently happening here, which is kind of silly. Should modularize it out. Light pause. Okay, so float. I should really start using Vex 3s as well. Light well 3. Have that. And then we say cam light lock this light pause. All right. And then how do we, what is the camera facing velocity? Cam vel. Do we store that to global? We do. Okay, so we can just use the camera oh, but that's not the facing. What's the, how do we compute the camera facing? Let's compute that somewhere. Camera to world space? I guess it's camera to world space. All right, so if we activate a light, FCL, we have the active control set stuff. We don't want it that though. Let's just do it for here for now. So if k equals s equals SEL scan code, let's put it on R for now. Let's just hard code it all in here. So we do camera to world space.